Hello everybody, my name is Gabe, and this is episode 8 to Let's Make Rust. So in this episode, we're actually going to be making something a little different. I've been getting a lot of requests to actually make food items. These are actually food items, just for now, just these really big cubes. And as you can see, our hunger is kind of low, so let's go and hit E on this giant yellow cube, and we just ate the cube. So we now have hunger items and thirst items. So that's what we're going to be working on today. Stay tuned and enjoy. Alright, so to get started, we're going to make a new folder in our scripts folder called for miscellaneous, and I'm also going to make a C# script in here called food item. And I'm just going to open up that. Alright, so as usual, just check that, and I'm going to remove all of this. Okay, so on the food item, we're actually going to have to find a way to access the player. So I'm actually going to make a player script in here, so I'm actually going to make a private player and in start we are going to do player is equal to game_object game object with tag player and .get component player. Okay, so what we're doing is in the player we're going to be accessing the hunger and the thirst. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And over here I'm going to put public what are these? Are these floats? Okay, so public float food, or let's see, amount to add. And right above that I'm going to do a public bool actually we're going to try enumerators because that'd be fun. I'm going to make a public enum, let's see, food type is equal to food water. Okay, so you don't need an equal sign there. And I'm also going to make a public food type, I'm going to make this a capital F and bring this up a line. Oops, I'm really not typing right, is equal to new food type. That should work. Other way around, I believe. And there we go. That was not confusing at all. Food type might not make sense, so I don't know, I guess I'll just rename this to hunger type, and then rename this one to hunger type. And we have food and water, so amount to add by default, I guess we could make 25. Okay, so we'll do a private void, or actually a public void, add, wait a minute, let's do that in the player. Okay, so in the player, we're going to make a public void, so a public void, add hunger, or actually I'm going to do add food because adding hunger would be retarded, considering that would probably make sense if it were to make us more hungry. So public void add food, and then I'll add in here a float amount, so hunger would subtract by, wait, how are we doing this? Hunger would add what it's equal to by the amount, and then public void add thirst, float, or add water. I'm just going to do add thirst, and then float amount, and then thirst plus equals the amount. Okay, instead of doing add food, we might as well just do add hunger because, I mean, hunger is being incremented, so yeah, that's funny. Let's go back to the food items. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to be able to pick up the food. We're probably going to do a raycast, just like we did in the shooting system over here. So we're probably going to have to copy a lot of this and create that interact script. Yeah, we'll make an interact script. So in the player, we'll do this actually in miscellaneous. I'll make a C# script called interact. Okay. And remove all this. I'm going to make a private void update, and we're going to do array is equal to, and we're gonna do that FPS camera that I always forget to make. So public camera, FPS camera, and then public array, or not public, just array, is equal to FPS camera dot screen point array, and we're gonna do new vector 2 screen dot width divided by 2 and screen dot height divided by 2, and close that off, and we're gonna make array cast hit and hit info. Okay, so now we're gonna make our if statement for the raycast. So if physics dot raycast ray out hit info, and we're gonna do public float interact range default. I guess we can make it 4. No, that might be too much. I'll make it 3. Okay. And interact range. Okay. So in here we're gonna do if target dot oops, I always do that with raycast. If hit info dot collider dot tag is equal to we're gonna do food item and open that up. We're gonna now have to access that food item script. So I guess we can go and make a private food item. So food item equals hit info dot collider dot get component food item, and we're gonna do now we're gonna have to find our player script. So we're gonna make a private player. So we're gonna do from the start, so private void start, and player is equal to game object, find game object with a tag player. We're gonna do, oops, I forgot to get the component, so dot get component player. And now we're gonna do player, oh, we're gonna have to do a few if statements here. Okay, so we're gonna do if food item dot, let's see, back in the food item, hunger type. So if food item dot hunger type is equal to food item dot hunger type, oops, capital F food item dot hunger type dot food, and we're going to do else if food item dot hunger type is equal to food item dot hunger type dot water. And now we're gonna, why are we getting errors? Oh, oops, equal to, 2 equal signs. Okay, there we go, silly mistake. We're gonna do player dot hunger is now gonna add by, no, we don't have to do that. Oops, we could just do player dot add hunger, and then our food item dot hunger, or no, dot amount, was it? Oh, amount to add. Okay, so we could just copy this and put it here, and replace add hunger with add thirst. And now we could see if that works. Actually, hold on before we do anything. This is kind of pointless, actually. We don't need to do this because we kind of just changed the entire system in the middle of doing it, which was, I think it was a good idea because it kind of makes more sense now, considering that the interact script is now going to find the player rather than the actual food item finding the player. I guess the food item is all we need are just the variables from it. Okay, so let's go back into Unity and let the scripts compile. I'm gonna go to the player and attach the interact script immediately and bring over the FPS camera. I'm also, let's just go back into the interact script for a sec. I'm gonna do I'm gonna make a public bool debug ray is equal to false, and I'm just gonna do if debug ray is equal to true, then debug.draw ray.origin or that direction multiplied by the interact range. And I'm gonna do, can we do orange? There's no orange. Yellow. Okay, yeah, let's do yellow. Why not? And back in here, I'm gonna make our food item. Whew. So it's going pretty fast. Go to 3D object and select cube because we're gonna get pretty simple here. what the hell? I'm gonna bring this up. Actually, it doesn't really matter too much right now. I'll just make this kind of smaller, make sure it has a box collider, and now I'm gonna attach that food item script. So, food item, and attach it to that, and we do have to add another tag, and that tag is food item, capital F, capital I, just like we did in the script, and select the cube again, and give it that tag. I guess we might as well give it a rigid body, because physics, and I'm going to scale that down just a little, no, actually a little bigger so we can see it. And I will call this, let's see, just food. Alright, and I will give it a yellow material, so yellow, and there we go. Sorry about the Skype sound, that was me. Let me just turn that off. Okay, sorry. Bring over the material, and that should work. So now we have to go to prefabs and drag it in, and we could remove it. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the player and kind of put it near the player. So I'll add one here. And if we hit play, oh, I forgot something very important that I'm only realizing now. We actually did, for our interact, we did if physics, where is it? Here, if physics.raycast. I should have done if input, I forgot to add the input. So, let's see, should we put that before? Yes, let's do that. If input.get key down key code.e, we'll just do e. I think that's there, yep. And then we're gonna take that and put that in there. Okay, nice. Simple. Okay. And now let's test it out. Okay, find the food item. There it is. Kinda hard to see. Hit E, and let's go check out our player. Where? Here. Okay. Hunger. Oh yeah, okay, so it is working. We're going over the limit though. So, and we forgot to actually destroy the food item. So, we're gonna do over here in the food item. Or not in food item. How should we do this? We'll just do it in interact. Okay, so now we'll do food item dot get component game object or transform. Can we do that? Do transform. Destroy. I wonder if we could do this. Okay, let's hope that works, and then I'll bring that over here. Alright, so first let's just see if that worked really quick. Okay, go over to the food item and hit E, and we get an error. Okay, why? I had a feeling that wouldn't work. Can't destroy transform. Okay, can we get the component? Game object? Is that a thing? Could this work, please? Oh, there it is. And okay, so we'll worry about that later. I don't know why it's not working. I'm obviously doing something incorrect. We could probably here. No, we'll do it right now. Private public void destroy object. Oops, destroy object, and then I'll make destroy game object. Okay, and then over here we'll just do destroy object, or we'll do food item dot destroy. Oh, wait a minute. We probably could have found the transform and done dot game object, but now it's too late. Okay. Now this better work. Okay, yay, it works. Now we have to fix the limit issue, and we're done. So we're gonna do this is gonna be really quick. Up here, we will do if hunger is greater than or equal to 100, then hunger is equal to, no, we're not going to do if equal to 100, because that'll just always make it 100. So hunger equals 100. And same thing with health, or thirst. So if our thirst is greater than 100, then thirst is equal to 100. Or what is it? Yeah, they're all 100. I guess we could make a hunger start and a hunger and a thirst start variable, so that it's more quote unquote dynamic, kind of. So we could change this to like 250 or whatever number we want, and it'll still kind of work. I'm kind of thinking we should do that. I think we did something like that. No, we didn't. We just divided it by 100. Okay. We'll do that later, because that's not really necessary. But if we go to the player and we inspect our hunger and go to this food item over here and hit E, there we go. We had 100. It'll never go over 100 now. Alright, so that's working. I'm gonna make this a lot bigger actually, so I could see it. I know that's a big piece of food, but we're just gonna have to make do. And I'm also gonna duplicate this and call this thirst. This is a big piece of thirst. Okay. And I will make a material. I'll just make a blue material for this one. So kinda blue. There we go. And make this. Yeah, this is a different object, right? Yes, thirst. There we go. And now we can change its properties a little bit for the script. So now we're going to make this water, and amount to add, I guess we could do 15. Okay, so back to the quote-unquote, these food items. I've been saying that a lot today. I've been saying quote-unquote a lot. Okay. Thirst. Hit E, that works. Our thirst went up all the way. And hit E on the hunger, and our hunger went up by 25. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.